Hello and welcome to William's Scary Things. The following is part of my new channel, which features stories and situations spanning a range of topics from ghosts, the paranormal, strange occurrences, and unexplainable phenomena such as UFOs, folklore, and other unusual and creepy things. I'm new at this, so thanks for watching and listening, and enjoy the episode. For source and credit, please see the description. In my early 20s, I joined and helped start a motorcycle club here in the Southwest. Our get-togethers started out as weekend rides out to the canyons, and going out to eat at the casino buffets in the area. It was a great time. As we started to establish ourselves as an actual motorcycle club, or MC for short, we began hanging out Thursday nights and started to hit up bars and nightclubs after a night ride around town. One of these nightclubs was known to have a ladies' night where performers would come out and, let's say, entertain for about an hour. During this time, me and most of the group would hang out in the back patio to enjoy the night air. After that, the dance floor would open up, and that's when we would come back in from the outside patio area. We got to be pretty well known at that place. There were good people, and it was a good time. One night, as I'm walking out to the patio sipping on my beer, this older woman pulls me to the side. She looks me up and down and asked if we could sit and talk. I agree, and we sit outside. She tells me she's friends with one of the girls that's hanging out with one of my boys from the motorcycle club. She began to tell me that I have this bright light that walks around with me, a huge angel taking care of me. She just had to talk to me, as since I walked into the club, my light made the rest fade into darkness. Out of nowhere, before I can reply to her comments about the light, she says, "Hey, can I read your hand? You see, I'm a witch, but not a bad one. I only do white magic. Why do you think your friend over there has gotten out of so many bad places?" she said while pointing to a club member. So, for some backstory here, this woman was a friend of a girl who had been, let's say, a good friend of one of the guys, the one that she pointed out. The club member had hidden this from the group, so even they didn't know. This was the first time he had invited the girl to hang out at the club with us, and it seems like this woman came along as a friend of hers. It gets a little confusing. So now, with that aside, back to the story. Looking at her and then to my beer, I sip the last of it, put it down, and give her my hand. Now, I can't recall everything she told me, but there were some things she mentioned that stuck with me. The first thing she tells me is that I would end up in an accident before the year ended. At that point, it was in about 3 months. And yes, I ended up getting into a small motorcycle accident. The second thing that stuck with me was she saw my future wife and kids. She told me, "I see 2 girls and your wife. She has blonde hair, and it seems like you've known her or crossed paths with her when you were younger." Now, more than 12 years later, I'm happily married to someone that I went to my high school with, but I don't remember her from school, but my best friend says he remembers her. My wife hates this part of my story because she says she has black hair, and the woman said that my wife would have blonde hair. However, when I met her, her hair was blonde. She dyes her hair about every year. The last part of her reading was that I would die of old age, and people tend to get mad when I mention that or joke about it. I've had my share of accidents, a couple of car and truck accidents, and I've counted about 13 motorcycle accidents. People around me can't believe I still walk around. I think these types of situations tend to happen when you least expect them. One of the takeaways for me with this story is that people aren't always what they may seem, and life has a way of surprising you. I wonder how many good kinds of witches are in our midst every day, or how many we talk to without even knowing it. How many people can see our light, as the woman put it? It's the type of thing most would dismiss as nonsense, but what if? To anyone watching, have you ever had your hand read? Have any of the things mentioned to you from the reading actually happened? Until next time, thanks for watching and listening. I appreciate all your support, and I'm just getting started. I'm very new to this, so please excuse any novice mistakes as I continue to hone my craft and get better. Thanks, and take care.